Before this video gets started, I just want to say thank you so much for BakeNation, I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, for letting me use some of their Wyvern Ride moveset videos. They do some really stellar stuff, and I'm sure once the June update is out, they're probably going to do all the new title update editions too. Oh, and they also made their own tier list a while back too, so be sure to check it out. Links to the videos and channels will be in the description. Once again, thank you so much and enjoy the video. So this is a bit of an undertaking because originally I was going to discuss every single monster's placement on this list and my reasoning behind it. But that means this video would possibly be like an hour long or something, and I'm still relatively new to this YouTube thing, so I thought I'd do a cop out. I'm only going to talk about some very specific examples in each tier, so if you came here for an analysis on every single monster's Wyvern Ride, well, I guess I can put it behind a like goal or something, see if it's popular enough, if people ask for it I guess. Now, let's get started. Let's get F tier out of the way first because it's pretty self-explanatory. You can't Wyvern Ride these guys, so of course they're getting F tier. They're not bad monsters, but you know, this just isn't a list for them unfortunately. I guess the price for being a cool final boss with great music means you end up crashing and burning on a random Wyvern Ride tier list. Now onto D tier. In my opinion, if you have any other monster available to Wyvern Ride, take them instead, because these monsters are essentially worthless in terms of speed, damage and blight/ailments. The reason both Goss and Anjanath are down here is because their Wyvern Rides suck. They're slow, they do med damage, and Goss particularly is just incredibly boring. Anjanath as well just doesn't even inflict Fire Blight with its mounted Punisher. The Risens might get some raised eyebrows, but they're down here simply because you will never basically be using these guys. I don't see a logical reason to ride a Risen Elder Dragon unless you just want extra parts. Granted, they're good rides, it's just far more likely you'll be attacking them with another monster instead of the other way round. The monsters in C tier are here simply because they lack something that would make their Wyvern Ride so much better. Whether it's speed, positioning, blight or damage. People might be wondering why Seething Basil Juice is so much worse than its regular counterpart, and it's quite simple. Seething is so slow with its attacks, even if they do good damage you'll have to spam its weaker attacks just to get the chance to use them. I could be wrong here, but from testing it doesn't even seem to use its bombs. It still does do decent damage, so it's higher than D, but I can't justify putting it like close to regular Basil. If a monster's in B tier, it means it's either completely average or is just not scraping an A. Basically use these monsters if given the opportunity, as they've all got enough speed to consistently deal damage with at least one of their strong moves. Rathalos would be my main contender for the monster that's the most average overall, but since I'm making this list, I've decided on Tigrex. The potential to inflict most blight, decent damage and speed, it's just the most classic example of simple can be better. Maybe that's why they showed Tigrex off as the first Wyvern Ride ever. I'm also going to mention both Malzeno and regular Basil Juice. While recording, I felt I could probably move both Malzeno and Shagru up to a low A, but it's just they both feel like they miss something. I mean, it's just the fact that they don't give any blights, but I don't know, it's just like they miss having that one attack that you know you can fall back on. Although I will say I do enjoy Malzeno's Wind Burst Jump. And of course with Basil Juice, this baby just does everything Seething wanted to do, but better. Spam its bomb move and it's happy days. A tier is where things get interesting. I mean, I've got Valstrax with Kezu. While some of these monsters don't all have the same damage output, it's the fact that so many can inflict blights and have some incredibly fast attacks. I'm going to use Magna Marlow as an example, as while not a monster that can inflict blights, it's got great tail attacks that help rack up damage quickly. Tobi Kadachi on the other hand can inflict Thunder Blight, and it's just a great Wyvern Ride. I find myself getting tail slam after tail slam whenever I ride it. Finally, I want to talk about Violet and Lucent Nagakuga. While they're usually not with other monsters being confined to their arenas, there are a few quests with multiple monsters including these two. So while you're not going to use these guys often, they do some insane damage, especially Violet. And here we are at the pinnacle of Wyvern Rides. If you aren't using these, what's wrong with you? All of these monsters have either insane speed or great blight usage that really make them the best of the best. Mizutsune inflicts Water Blight with the same speed of Violet, so I have to put it in S. If you didn't know, I really love Water Blight. Espinas and Flaming are just great rides, with their fire being the main star of the show, and because Flaming appears on regular maps, it gets to be above Violet and Lucent. Finally, I have to talk about the best Wyvern rides. Rajang and Furious Rajang. What can I say other than they're just like the most spammable Wyvern ride with insane damage, and you know, you gotta use a Rajang. I'm just gonna insert this after Title Update 5's been released because that's a thing now. And I just need to add that Risen Shaggaroo will be going the same place as the others, but even more so as it's in the Forlorn Arena, so you like will never use it. Amatsu obviously also goes in F. Sorry Amatsu. It's just, you know, you can't Wyvern ride you. But now I need to address the elephant in the room. Apex Zinogre, even though it isn't on the list, has to go up at least to the bottom of B now. If you don't know why, then go finish all the Title Update 5 stuff. You'll thank me later. Anyway, that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope I haven't been completely insane with my rankings, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Remember to subscribe and follow my Twitter. Have a good one, guys.